Alright, here we are back with the last of the Thrust Versus series. At least for now, we're going to be taking a break from the whiteboard part of the Thrust Versus and everything going on. And kind of wrapping it up as far as the whiteboard side. So here's a quick wrap up of what's going to be happening and what I'm going to be doing. And so it's just laying out that the four-wheel drive plus thrust cars are the focus right now. And a four-wheel drive only car, it's like, well, been there, done that. You know, over here you can still see some other four-wheel drive cars and stuff down there at the bottom. On-road, belt-driven, off-road, still runnable too. But for now, it's kind of like been there, done that, maybe. And then as far as the thrust only, it's like I might one day, you can see over here, got an EDF only set up, kind of almost ready to go. So one day might fully get an EDF only car set up and ready to go. But basically, it's kind of just going to be in comparison to, they're only going to be to race against the four-wheel drive plus thrust car. If I'm ever doing that, if I'm ever getting a four-wheel drive car, beasting it out, the castle system, all this stuff you guys are going to see under the hood, knowing all the good stuff I'm putting in the four-wheel drive car and showing you the race against the four-wheel plus thrust car. And so this is going to be the focus, and kind of focusing on what's the magic sauce. So, you know, what is the power to weight ratio? What's the best setup to go with? If you look over here, above the EDF only car, you got the J2 on the right and you got the J1 on the left, and you can see it has a 6S EDF on it, and the wheels in the four-wheel drive system is capable of doing 6S also now. So you can see it's like a 6S EDF that's not too large up there, with a pretty big 8th scale, kind of heavy 8th scale. And over here, you can see an 8S EDF, so a lot stronger, not a lot stronger, but a stronger and heavier, for sure, EDF, making more thrust on a lighter car. It's only capable of doing 3S to the four-wheel drive system in the J2, or what used to be a Rattler, kind of like a Kyosho DBX or something like that. So a lighter car with a heavier EDF unit. Now this means the J2, the car on the right with the larger EDF, can go vertical, and it can fly, and it has faster acceleration in the air. And the car on the left, it can't go up vertical walls. It doesn't have enough thrust to take it there. But right, when is it going to be better to have more thrust and less willpower, or more willpower and a more stable setup and less thrust? So that's kind of what that's about. And what's the magic sauce, you know? So we gotta find the magic sauce there about weight and power and all that kind of stuff. And then far into the future is gonna be gas versus electric jets. You know, gas turbine, turbojet, mini turbine burning actual gas, diesel or A1 or Jet 1 fuel or something like that, and versus an electric EDF. And power to weight, cost, fuel efficiency, how long is your run time is going to be, how much more dangerous is the gas one, how much more loud is it. Gonna have a whole video probably comparing gas versus electric. And in the far future, we might have some videos with somebody that has an RC with a turbine on it, or we might get one really far down the line just to compare all this stuff as we keep making videos and stuff like that. Next up, you got the versus section. So it's a whole versus section of just, you know, four-wheel drive plus thrust car on a normal track, on an oval track, on in slick conditions with drift tires, this, that, and the other. A whole bunch of versus stuff versus normal cars. Whole bunch of videos of the car running and things like that more so. And then last but not least, I'm just trying to show you guys here on the right. It's basically, you can see it says, let me set this up. It says four-wheel drive and thrust on the right, and it says old. And that's all the old stuff we know about four-wheel drive systems, and all the old stuff we learned and know about thrust and jets, right? And all this stuff we've been talking about here, plus all this stuff we didn't talk about. It's a ton of stuff, right? And so here we just revealed and talked about in the Thrust Versus series a lot of this stuff about the four-wheel drive plus thrust cars. And you can see we revealed a lot of stuff over there. And that's what that's kind of trying to talk about. And the last is the new ideas. And so basically it's a whole bunch of new ideas that aren't talked about, and some have to do with thrust, some have to do with completely different things about cars and how to improve them, how to make them faster, how to make them safer, and just a whole bunch of new ideas. And the plan is eventually to get all those new ideas out into the realm of you guys in the world, like the four-wheel drive plus thrust, and all these cars over here with the four-wheel drive plus thrust. That was one of the things that was just a new idea at one point, and then it got turned into all this whole thing that's now the Thrust Versus series and Jet Noise Huge Motors. And so they won't be new complete companies or things like that, but they'll be kind of big ideas and things to add on to what Jet Noise Huge Motors is doing. So it's a whole bunch of stuff, and some of it is going to have to be kept secret as far as, proprietary and for the company and things like that. But a lot of it, eventually, I hope to bring it all to YouTube, the public eyes, and you guys. So stay on the lookout, like and subscribe, all that stuff. More stuff coming soon. Yep. Peace.